I was afraid to go bankrupt. And I'm documenting this experience today to help others who are struggling in their faith. I was afraid because I moved to Atlanta this week with no real game plan and transitioning from being a mission trip photographer. So it took dang near all my resources for me just to move here to Atlanta. And I am so grateful that I decided to listen to the voice of God and to move here to the city of Atlanta with no clients, no resources. Like who does that? But here's the crazy part, y'all. The same exact week that I moved here to Atlanta was literally the same week as the start of the Next Levels Speakers Conference. This is a conference specifically for coaches and speakers from all over the United States. And also, some of the speakers came from outside of the United States. They come from all over the world, coming together underneath one spot, talking about how to take their businesses, which is a speaking business, which are coaching businesses, to the next level. And so my ideal client were in this giant conference all together in one room the same week that I came to the city. So when I showed up to the Next Level Speakers Conference in Atlanta in 2025, literally days after moving to the city here in Atlanta, I'm just telling people my story. I'm telling them my testimony. And instead of meeting rejection, I actually found people told me that they were inspired by me. They were inspired by my testimony. People were telling me, yo, Rayno, the services that you provide, that's the exact services that everyone in this conference needs. You're at the right place, and we can tell that God is moving in your life. Now, I am grateful that I went to this conference because I was able to make business connections. But most importantly, at this conference, I genuinely made new friends. And all these connections, to me, prove that all the glory goes to God. Right? Although I read a lot of books about marketing and stuff like that, although I studied visual communications in college, right? I understand how to create high quality content that converts. In fact, I have this feeling that as I make this transition from nonprofit photography, media production, marketing, advertising services to for-profit services for coaches, speakers at a higher level, I believe that God is going to use the skills that I had been developing in the dark, right? When I was getting paid very low amounts of money to do the very same exact thing. In fact, the message is simple for today, guys. We must continue to trust God, even when we can't trace God.